When the A's are building their ballpark in Vegas, they got to be thinking about all this stuff. They got to be thinking about how they're going to build the ballpark, because God knows I haven't seen completed real construction documents yet. I've only seen videos, and I've seen a few pieces of construction paper from the architects, a few renderings. I want the details, baby. I want to know page 8 of the electric outlet installations. I want to know the type of toilets they chose for each of the different leveled bathrooms. I want to know the type of office furniture they chose for the offices, for the front offices, and whether you have an office ready for your GM who gets a different chair than the office for your assistant to the traveling secretary. That's the level of detail I want to know, because if you don't make those decisions before you break ground, you're screwed. You will have overages more than you can dream about if you don't have stuff chosen and sourced and bought and ready to go in the phase of construction that, by the way, haven't seen that either, which is the order of construction to the day. So you don't have the plumbers come before you've put a hole where the toilet can be. You don't have the concrete people come until they know where they can exactly do the concrete. And there's an order of operations to build a ballpark that would make your head spin, but it's critical. But the A's keep giving you some funny announcements to let you know that everything's good, everything's fine, we are good to go. Yesterday was a great one. The A's are opening an experience center this fall in Vegas. It'll be a physical space in the city ahead of the club's planned move, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal. And then they said what it is. It's an interactive space that will allow fans to preview seating options. It's a sales center, folks. We had one. Everybody has one. It's a run-of-the-mill sales center because you want people to feel and touch the seats, and it's being built. They're not there. The really rich ones, you have a few hard hats, take a little tour of the rebar and say, watch your step, or that rebar, which hasn't been covered by a column, will lodge itself right up and it'll do a colonoscopy on you. But if you want to be safe, just come into our little interactive experience and we'll show you 5th row behind the plate. All you have to do is give us a deposit of $4,000 and you will have these tickets. We built a whole sales center right across from the ballpark. We hosted parties there. We brought people in, and we got the same question. What am I looking at? Well, it's these lovely renderings and videos. Please come in. Yeah, but I'm looking at the construction site. It looks like a lot of trucks. Yeah, you're right. We haven't quite started building the building yet. Oh, then maybe I'll wait to buy tickets. But don't worry, the interactive space sales center's opening. They're going to try to convince you it's all sorts of stuff. It's a sales center. That's like the A's trying to convince you. They did this thing with Bloomberg News had a story that the A's are doing something revolutionary. They are looking to partner with their concessionaire, Aramark, as a way to help bridge a financing gap in the ballpark. It was announced through Bloomberg News that there are sources that say the A's have held talks with Aramark about, quote, investments in the team and its new Las Vegas stadium. Let me stop you there and explain. Do you know who one of the investors was in Marlins Park? Bet you don't. Never went public. Didn't need to. Levy's. 4869. Do you know who spent money at Marlins Park as a concessionaire? Levy's. Levy's Restaurants was a company that we interviewed because we interviewed Aramark. We interviewed Levy's. We had a few other people who we wanted to be concessionaire. Bring them in. Do you think that we're tasting their hamburgers? Just out of curiosity. Do you know how you hire a concessionaire? With an RFP, a request for proposal. Here is our team's request for the concessionaire. Please spend the money and install all of your equipment in all of the kitchens and all of the stations that will be on the concourse. 2, please pay us a number in advance for the expected commissions we're going to get for the food we're going to sell. Our pro forma show 30,000 people a game times 80 games, call it 2.4 million. We expect to have everybody have a per cap, which we can prove to you what the per cap is for food and beverage. We would like you to take a percentage of that and give it to us up front. Because when we get money up front, we get to use it to build the ballpark and close the financing gap. When you agree to build out the concession stands and the kitchens, we get to take that cost out of the construction budget, therefore making the gap smaller. It is all a shell game of trying to figure out how to get it cheaper built, how to get as many people involved to build their parts. Hey, any chance that you'd be willing to, I know this sounds crazy, but would you like to own the grass? We can't smoke it, but if you wanted to lay the grass down, we would maybe give you a percentage of the grass, or we would do a few commercials. What could we do to get a discount? We're negotiating with everybody, like everybody does. This is not epic that all of a sudden the Aths have come up with this amazing plan. Not only do we want to have you pay up front for the kitchens and the concession equipment, but also, would you like to buy a few points in the team? And we're going to use that money to pay for overruns on the ballpark so we can have the people come to games who we promised you would come to games. It makes perfect sense. And don't worry, we won't do capital calls. We won't dilute you. It's all going to be a dream come true. It's a total crock. The A's are simply doing what we all do, and they're going to realize they got a problem big time.